Now I'll be using my library management system I have designed for the database management course. So in this, I have two interfaces. One is the user interface and the administrator interface. So this is the user interface. I'll be using the user interface in the Chrome web browser and the librarian administrator interface in the Firefox browser. So before I do that, let me show you that I'm hosting the whole system in the local host using phpMyAdmin. So I have this database LMS that is linked to this particular application. So it has five databases. One is the ad books. It has all the details about the books. Yeah, this has all the details about the books. And it has issue books. It records any issue of the book to any user. And the librarian registration is the administrator's database. So I currently have one administrator, and we have to remember that administrators can only be added manually to this database for security purposes. And this is the messages database. This holds any information that is being sent from the administrator to the user. And the student registration database basically would contain all the users in the database. So for this particular demo, I'd be using the user2. So currently user2 status is yes. The status is basically, or let's say we'll register a new user and then we'll start using that user. That would be easy. So I'll go to PHP localhost. So this is my registration page I have written for the application. So we'll be registering a user named master, last name Gandalf, username master, and I'm setting the password as master too. And the email would be anything. And let's say the contact could be anything. And SEM would be 3. And I'll be setting the enrollment number to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need the enrollment number in some cases as we go forward. So now I register the user. So with the register is successfully entered into the system, but let's try logging in. So here it says that you'll get an email when the account is approved. So basically right now it's not approved, and we can send out an email just in case if we want to approve him. So right now let's try logging in with the master. So it won't let me log in. Let's see if it's in the system. Yeah, so master is in the system, but I'm not able to log in because the status is no. So this status has to be yes for him in order to be able to log in. So that account hasn't been approved yet. So I have to go into the administrator page in the Mozilla Firefox. And as I said, this is an I've already put an administrator in there for me to use. That is Sai, and the password is Sai. So yeah. So right now, once I'm into this, the first homepage will show all the users currently in the system. So right now, there's master who has recently enrolled in the system, and I want his status is no, but right now I'll approve him. So his status changes to yes, and let's try logging in again. So master, yeah. So I've logged in. So the user has basically two pages right now. So let's start with searching for a book. Let's say the user search for some book he wants book 5. So it would particularly show book 5 over here. So now he knows that book 5 is in the system and it is available. So he'll go to the administrator or the librarian in the library and ask them to issue a book for him. So I go to the administrator page. I'll go to the issue books. And as I previously told, that his enrollment number is set to 12345 and he's registering. So I'll have to issue a book for the enrollment number 12345. That is the enrollment number of him, the user with username master that we have registered. So I've opened up his details and he needs book 5. So I select book 5 to be issued. So I press the issue book. So book is issued successfully. So when we do that, whenever I issue a book, the book's quantity would be reduced by 1 from the inventory. So let's say we can see all the books in display books. So we have issued a book 5. So previously it was 9 and it has reduced to 8. Let's issue one more book 5 for the same user and see if this goes down to 7. Yeah. So it did go by 7, go by 1 to 7. And now what if the user want to return the book? It's the same. He goes to the administrator or the librarian in the library and the librarian opens up the return books panel in his system. And over here, there's 12345. So that's his registration number. So when I search it, so 12345 has two different books on that are checked out. Those are the two book 5s we have issued for him. So let's say he returns one of the books. So yeah, so now it's returned. So when I display all the books, the book quantity would go by up by 1 again. And we can also see in the database that contains all the books. That is that books database. So over here, book 5 has the quantity 8. So that quantity is just reflective of what it is on the user interface. And when I go to the issue books, this has a complete track record of what books are being issued and what books are being returned. So as I've lent book 5 to Master Gandalf, so he also returned one of the book and we can see that book issue and book return has been tracked down. So let's try returning the other book 5 that he has with him right now to just to see if the book's return date is being tracked over here and the quantity is being increased. So let's go to return books. So once I return the book and go to the add books page and see the books 5 over here. So if we go to the available quantity, previously it was 8, now it has increased to 9. And also let's see if the issue book has been tracked. Yeah, so it has been tracked over here. Now let's try something else. So yeah, in the display books, we can also search for books. Like, let's say I want just the book 3. So I've got the book 3. I can also search it with a keyword that would start with BO. So it would show the whole thing. And also if I want to delete a book from the database, I can delete this completely. So before I delete it, let me show you that it is in the database. So this is the database that contains all the books. So it has book 3 in it. So let's try deleting the book 3 from the database. So from the administrator page and in the display books category. So if I, let's say we delete the book 5. So I've deleted it. Now I'd go back to the database and refresh it. And book 5 is gone from the database too. And lastly, let's try sending a message from the librarian to a user. So from the librarian panel, we can send a message to the user. So let's say send a message to master title here. Do your membership is gonna expire? Please contact office. So let's send this message. So this has been sent. So once we have sent this message and go back to our user page. So this is our user page and this is the user's home page. So once the page is refreshed, over here we see a mail option. So this is the message that has been sent from the administrator. Once we open it, yeah, so this has the message from the librarian that we have just sent that your membership is going to expire and please contact the office. And also we can log out from the session now that we've already seen all the pages. So this logs out like this, and we can also log out from the administrator. Yeah, thank you.